guys, I'm glad you're all here. Thank you very much for joining me. First off, I want to mention before I go into this crane fire and the collapse of the boom, I want to tell you, if you're doing internet searches, be careful. For some reason, the internet hackers are out there and doing a lot of searches, which you know I do. I like to go into detail. My Norton was warning me of fake websites with images that, they wanted you to click on that were malicious virus attacks. I think it's kind of strange that all of a sudden when this article comes up, there's so many hackers out there. Was it a coincidence for this fire? Evidently the crane has an internal combustion engine, just like a car, and the operator tried when the fire started using a handheld fire extinguisher to put out the fire. He was evacuated safely. 6 people have been injured from the collapse of this crane. 4 civilians and 2 firefighters. It was really windy. And I noticed what the firefighters were doing was blowing the water, because it was quite a ways away from the cab of the crane, hoping that the wind would carry the water they were spraying to the crane. There's conflicting reports if it was a 45-story building or if it was a 54-story building. But here's an image of the boom of the crane. It was carrying cement up to the upper floors when it collapsed, and it actually struck the building on the opposite side of the street. And I wonder, was this side of the building, was it evacuated? Were there people inside with the flying debris when the boom hit it? Here is one image of one of the people that was injured. I have no idea who this gentleman is. According to Nick Montanus, they all heard a loud boom, and it shook the building. They all started running down the stairs. Men were getting stampeded. It was bad. Yeah, they panicked. People got hurt. Another worker said it was the loudest sound that they had ever heard. 2 firefighters were hospitalized. 1 who complained of chest pains, and 4 others who were hit by falling debris, according to authorities. Supposedly all injuries were minor. They should have been farther back. The fire started at about, or just before 7:30 a.m. So being that early in the morning, was it tampered with before work had started? The crane operator was lifting 16 tons of concrete. He saw the fire, but failed to put it out with his hand extinguisher before fleeing to safety. The building that the crane hit is at 555 10th Avenue. Going to Google Earth, here's the location of the crane. This is the location of the building. You can see it's nothing but a empty site when this image was taken, which was June of last year, 2022. Going to the street view, this is the building they were working on. There's an image of the crane, and we'll go across the street to the other building that was impacted by the crane. Look at all that glass. Well, let's see if I can look up farther. You can see the crane in the reflection of the building. Yeah, was the building. It says Queen of Queen Incorporated, Superior Gourmet. Who knows? Maybe that the building, maybe the rooms were empty. The offices were empty, because right now, there is a depression in office rentals. I have another video to show you. It looks like actually 2 bags of cement that was being lifted fell in the street, and I'll show you that here. I don't know, with the hackers and the warning I got for viruses when I was doing a search, and at the time that this fire broke out so early in the morning, was it a coincidence? I don't know. There has been so many suspicious fires. Now, I did post about the tampering for the railroad lines, or they have found where spikes are being driven into the railroad tracks to derail trains, and we've had a lot of train derailments. We've had a lot of food processing plants that have caught on fire. You know, the poultry farms that burned up, the dairy farms that, blew up. Over 200 fire and emergency personnel were on scene. Traffic was closed around 10th and 11th Avenue between 41st and 42nd Street near Times Square. 4 civilians were injured. Were they in that building across the street? Evidently, too, one of the construction workers on the site at 505 10th Avenue was working on the 26th floor when he saw electrical sparks. He said he and the other steam fitters were running down the stairs when the crane arm fell past them around the 11th floor. Another worker, Michael Fenney, was on site, and he saw the fire and fire trucks coming down 10th Avenue and immediately ran to the basement to release air from the pipe so the sprinkler system could be activated. While he was down there, he felt the crane fall. He said there was a boom, the ceilings and the walls, the ground, everything shook. It was nothing like I've ever been through before, he said. Larry Kranzer, who lives on the 54th floor of the building next door to the site, said he did not see the crane fall but heard the explosion afterwards. The large crane has the capacity to carry 330 tons and was rated to withstand 25-mile-an-hour winds, while the cement was only about 16 tons. These are images from the New York City mayor's office. There's going to be an investigation, but if it was tampering, let's say, someone cut a fuel line, I doubt if there's going to be really much left to show if it was in fact an act of vandalism. Sending prayers to everybody. What are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. I do have lots of other content. Please stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.